Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Planet Lizzdom. I had so much fun drawing that cartoon today. I was full of endless laughter because I love a bad joke. And you know what? I'm so happy to welcome you guys back again. It's Thursday, and something strange has come to Planet Lizzdom. In case you did not know, join us, as we get to know sword swallowers, mind readers, contortionists, strongmen, burlesque performers, and so much more. Second up this week is the most mesmerizing contortionist. She's sure to send you into heady spins that will make you twist and shout. So join us as we unravel the most wonderful world that she bends to her will. So everybody, please give a warm welcome to the wonderful, the amazing, the mind-blowing Flexy T. Hi, Flexy. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. I'm so happy to have you on the show. Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, my pleasure. Here, let me put up the appropriate background for us. Guys, I want you to join us tonight in the comment section and ask Flexy all the questions that you can think of, because really, this show is all about her and all about featuring what it is to be a performer, a contortionist, to be a artist extraordinaire. For those who don't know you, where does the name Flexy T come from?
Well, my nickname is Toria, and I'm flexible. And funny enough, this was actually just a nickname that started off back in high school. I went to a performing arts high school, so some of my classmates just started calling me Flexy T. And then one day I just decided to make it my Instagram handle. And then all of a sudden, before I knew it at shows, they started introducing me as Flexy T. And I was like, oh, I guess this is my stage name now.
Oh, that is so cool. Now when I was pre-showing with you earlier, we were talking about, how it is that you were so flexible. Again, how is it that you are able to do these mind-blowing bends?
Well, you know what, Liz? It turns out I'm still going through a lot of testing right now, but it seems I actually have a rare medical condition that's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And what this essentially is, it's a collagen deficiency. And I like to think of collagen almost as if it's the glue that holds your whole body together. And apparently, I lack this glue that holds my joints, my muscles, just everything all together. So that's just in my DNA. Apparently, it's inherited. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure who I take after. Perhaps it's my dad. He's also very flexible.
Okay.
Yes, but yeah, it's a very rare condition. And I don't know many other people that do have it, but some of the other people that I do know that have it do end up being contortionists in the circus. So
Wow. Now,
yeah,
I have to ask, does your condition, like, does it hurt when you're able to do these things?
you know what? Funny enough, it actually hurts more to do regular, just functioning as a regular human being. It hurts more to do those sorts of things than it does doing what I do. Contortion comes very naturally to me. It doesn't cause me any pain whatsoever. It's actually just the regular day-to-day activities that cause my joints to dislocate, or that cause just all these injuries that are so unnecessary and frustrating.
Oh my goodness. What would you say has been like the craziest injury you've had to perform with?
Um, I would like to say that probably my shoulders like to go in and out of place all the time. So this one time I was performing in a show and my shoulder actually decided to dislocate on stage. And I had to put it back in place on the stage in the middle of my act. Then I got off the stage and it was so inflamed. It was like way up here. And I had to go to the hospital after. And it turns out I had actually put it back in place by myself. It was pretty crazy.
Wow, that's quite impressive, actually. I want to play a very quick clip of a video that you sent me. Because I don't think everybody maybe realizes just how flexible you are, and I'm hoping that we can actually talk over the video while I show it. So let's see if that works. Look at this. That is amazing stuff. Like it. Do you take ballet or yoga or anything to stay that flexible?
I took ballet as a kid, and up until I was in my mid-teens. But then I decided to branch off from ballet, and I went into circus training instead to actually control my joint dislocations.
Oh,
So to gain strength, it was my doctor's recommendation to get into gymnastics and other things like that. So I did gymnastics training, and funny enough, my gymnastics coach was teaching some other circus artists and was also dating a circus artist. So then I ended up getting training from both ends there, and I kind of just fell into the world of circus from there.
that is really, really cool. Where are you performing right now?
Well, right now I perform under around 20 different entertainment companies. So I'm a freelance performer. Um, I do a variety of different shows at different venues. I'm sort of here, there, and everywhere. I don't really stay in one place.
What would you say some of your most favorite places to perform have been so far?
Hmm. I would probably have to say the Sony Center was one of my favorite places to perform.
Oh, nice.
Performed there right before the pandemic, and I just loved the size of the stage. It was spectacular. Hmm. But I also think I do like small, intimate spaces as well, where you get to get just so close to your audience members and where you can actually see their faces as well. That's really nice as well. So there's a lot of really small venues as well that are just so lovely to perform at.
That's really cool. Do you find that sometimes, like, do you tend to tailor your performance based on the space?
Absolutely. If it's a big stage, I like to use as much space as possible. And then sometimes I'm confined to a small 4x4 foot platform, or perhaps I'm fitting inside a little box. Um, so it does depend on the size of the stage and what parameters I'm given. Um, yeah, so it definitely depends.
Have you, I mean, and I have to be the devil's advocate and ask this here. Have you ever come to a gig where you were expecting a certain size stage and you were giving something completely different on the fly?
Oh yes, I performed. I'm wondering if I should actually even say names. Maybe I shouldn't say
Oh, yeah,
names.
no names.
No names. But yes, I've absolutely been given, measurements of the stage, depth, height, width, everything. Like just all the measurements of the stage before I get to the event. And oh my gosh, I got there and there were props all over the stage. And there were like things like hanging from the ceiling that were even covering um, like the majority of the stage as well, where they couldn't take them down, they couldn't move them around. It was just that was the setup. So I was like, okay, so I guess yes, this is the size of the stage. However, I don't actually have this space to perform in. I literally have this small little square. So then I had to change my entire act about 30 minutes before I went on stage.
Yep.
That was stressful.
Well, I would imagine that, and I mean, I come from a dance background. I grew up in ballet, jazz, pop, you name it. So I understand that a lot of the movements that you do, you prepare for the next movement.
Yes.
And it's time to music. And if it's a very big movement and a very, acrobatic movement, you really need the space and the time and the prep to do that. So for you to be able to rearrange your routine 30 minutes prior is amazing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely, it's very stressful, but sometimes, being a performer, you have to be able to work on the fly.
Yeah. Well, I promise you for something strange, you will know the dimensions of the stage. We'll make sure that you're not performing in a tiny little box unless you want to.
Well, maybe, hint, hint, maybe I do want to, but don't worry, I'll still explore the stage.
Absolutely. We'll definitely keep us posted. We'll have a meeting, another meeting prior to it just to make sure that everything is tickety boo. And guys, I have to say, Something Strange this year is going to be amazing. October 10th, Flexy is performing with us. And I am very proud to say, as of tonight, we are 65% sold. So I am going to make sure everybody knows to go to Eventbrite, get your tickets, because they are not going to be sold at the door, guys. They are going to sell out. And if you don't have your ticket in advance, you are going to miss out. And we have some amazing performers like Flexy tonight. Oh, wait, like Flexy tonight. There we go. I will be a weather girl one day. I will get this. I will never get used to the webcam. I know I keep joking about it, but it's
Oh
true.
yeah, I keep getting my sides mixed up.
Now, what would you say some of your favorite elements of your performance are? Like, because I know, as a performer, you do kind of grow and evolve. What are you loving to perform right now?
Ooh. Right now, I'm really diving into character work. I absolutely love character work, and I'm really diving into the acting portion of performance.
Okay.
So recently, I've actually really started getting into more creature acting, and I've been diving more into the horror genre of things. Yeah, so I really love diving into being really creepy, really strange, weird, quirky creatures that some people wouldn't expect.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I recently choreographed an act in a straitjacket. So that was a really fun one to explore. I'm just starting to explore different props, different characters. Some things are being inspired by horror movies, and some things I'm just coming up with on the fly.
Cool. Oh my gosh, I'm even more excited for what you're going to do for Something Strange. Oh, and I have to say, Mysterion did hijack my Planet Lizzdom account, but I do love the Exorcist poster in behind you. And Mysterion is actually asking, can you do the Exorcist spider crawl?
I can.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. How did you like, I gotta say, what was the first time that you did something like that and went, wow, this is something I really enjoy doing?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I've been watching horror movies with my dad. I think he corrupted my childhood. I've been watching horror movies with him since I was such a little girl, like
Right.
under the age of 10. I don't even know. It's been so long. But my very favorite movie is The Exorcist, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, the director's cut to be specific.
Okay.
But I remember just as a little girl watching this movie and thinking to myself, huh, I can do that. I can bridge walk. I want to try this. And for whatever reason, I decided that as a 9-year-old kid, it was a good idea to practice bridge walking down the stairs, probably giving my parents a heart attack.
Wait a minute, you practiced doing that down the stairs?
Yeah. Well, that's the famous scene in the director's cut of the film. Yeah, she bridge walks down the stairs.
But I think she had a harness. I'm pretty sure.
She did. That's why it wasn't shown in the original film, because they didn't want you to be able to see the wires, and they were able to have the editing to be able to cut out the wires for the actual director's cut afterwards.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so legit scary. Wow. Do you ever pick on your siblings with that? Like, kind of freak them out, just, wait in the corner in the dark and just kind of come out at them?
My siblings are so used to me being so strange that I could never spook them out ever. No. my entire family, they're so used to me, they don't even bat an eyelid like at all ever when I do anything.
So they're totally desensitized.
Completely. I've been doing this like for so many years now. I've just been folding myself into a little pretzel and creeping people out since probably before I was even a teenager. So
love it. Speaking of pretzels, like, look at that. Look how flexible you are. Actually, my favorite photo of you, speaking of pretzels, is this one. That is so amazing.
Thank you.
Like, I think what I like about that picture is that the color and the line is just, it really messes with your brain. Like, I have to ask, like, how do you reconcile being in that position and looking at your body from those different angles?
I don't know. I've never really thought of it that way. I think I'm so used to seeing other parts of my body that other people, I guess, wouldn't see, I guess, from different angles. Like, people, I guess, mentioned it to me all the time too, that like I think everyday motions that people would do, I think I just naturally do everything kind of differently, which includes even tying my shoes. Like, I don't bend my knees down to tie my shoes. I just kind of fold in half and I just tie my shoelaces and stand back up again. So I think I kind of just naturally have a different way of doing things. So I don't really think anything of it.
That's so, that does make sense. I mean, that's your normal.
Yeah, it is my normal.
There was another video that you had sent me today, because I really like the aerial work that you were doing in it. I don't know if it was this one or the other one. Let me check. Oh, this is with you bending over. Speaking of the crab walk. Oh wow, look at that, eh? Now, is this just basic stretches and practices that you do?
Well, this move specifically is called a chest stand, and what I'm moving
Okay.
into right now is a no-handed snake.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so these ones I wouldn't actually call them basic. It takes a lot of core work, especially be able to do that without any hands and without just collapsing onto yourself.
Yeah.
So it takes a great deal of strength to actually be able to do these moves as well. It takes a lot of strength training.
I would imagine so, because something that I did notice is that you don't just flip into it; you walk into it like gradually, like bit.
Yes. Yes, very slow and controlled is the best way to do it. I never want to flop into things.
No, and I have to ask, when I was in dance, I would never just go from 0 to 60. I would have to always warm up. Like
Yes.
it was non-negotiable. Have you ever been put in a position where someone was asking you to perform without warming up?
I have been asked before, and I always say that it's not a safe thing for me to do for my body, and that
Yeah,
I always require a warm up time. So in my contract, I always include that I need at least this amount of time to warm up, and I need this much space to warm up. It's very crucial in order to make sure that I avoid any injuries.
that's awesome to hear. I'm so happy to hear you say that because I'm always harping about safety, no matter where I am. Like I will be
Absolutely.
shopping in another store and I will pick something up and just say slip trip hazard, where's your garbage?
Um,
Because getting injured because of not being prepared or carelessness is quite frankly one of the worst ways to get injured.
I couldn't agree more, Liz. You know what? I have a medical health condition where I'm more prone to getting seriously injured just because of the lack of collagen keeping things together. I get broken bones a lot easier. I deal with a lot more injuries than the average person. So I like to take things just super cautiously.
Absolutely. And we, again, for something strange, we will make sure that you have that opportunity and that space to do that because that is so key. It's so important, because I think a lot of people forget that that injury doesn't just impact that day. It impacts so much more of your future in many untold ways sometimes. I'm still dealing with an injury from a back injury I had from, gosh, like 10, 15 years ago, just because I
Oh,
bent improperly and tore a muscle.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Absolutely. It's so
No,
important to take care of your body. All the
lesson
food and
learned.
all that we
Always,
have.
yeah, always be careful. Always,
Yes.
always, always.
Yes.
um, something that I really, really enjoyed about all the videos that I watched of you is that there is something very magnetic about your performance. Like even when you are warming up or just working out in the studio like this, you have a presence about you. You know,
Oh,
you're not even in costume. You're just in your workout gear, and your movement is very, very engaging. Like this is so cool.
oh, thank you
Wow.
so much.
I always find that I mean, for me, that is a great litmus test for how good a performer someone is. They don't have to be dressed up to be engaging. They have to be performing and engaging you. And I haven't even had the opportunity to see you in person. I've just seen you on video and I'm like, wow, like we need her. She's amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure. Oh, and I'm very happy to report, Mr. Aaron wanted me to share with you that
Mm.
something strange is 70% sold
Oh,
already.
congrats!
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, guys, get your tickets. They're gonna go so fast.
Yeah,
Oh
Seven Brothers totally sold out.
my gosh, which is just crazy, crazy good. Um, now you told me that you've done a lot of performance live. Have you done anything for film and television?
Yeah, I have actually. Right before the pandemic, I actually had the opportunity to be on set for What We Do in the Shadows season 2. I actually did a demon contortion stunt.
Oh
in
my
one
God.
of those episodes, and it was really, really just such a neat experience. I loved every second of it. I was also on season 3 of American Gods.
Cool.
And in there, I was just playing like kind of like it was like a carnival themed, circus themed atmosphere where I was still playing a contortionist, and I was in a very old school circus contortion leotard outfit. Yeah, that was really fun. And recently, I've also done some music videos as well, and there's some more movies coming up as well.
Oh, that is so, so exciting. Again, I have to ask you, how do you keep yourself limber in those periods? Because I know, again, I have done a lot of time on set, and it is never fast, ever. Yeah, like, do you find, especially because you are an acrobatic performer, do they give you ample time to warm up again?
Um, that was a little bit of a challenge, and I did have to explain to them a few times while being on set that I require a bit more time to make sure that I'm warmed up so that way I don't get injured. And once they understood that, they were very understanding and gave me a little bit more time. But I think sometimes some people who have never done contortion or have never done dance or anything that athletic or along those lines, they don't understand and they don't know what it feels like. So sometimes you just need to educate and inform people so that way they know how to handle you.
And you know, that is such a great lesson. You're right. Educate and inform people, because at the end of the day, no matter how much we spend time on the internet, we don't know everything, and we don't know all the ins and outs of someone else's profession. You
Absolutely.
know, so I love that you're, willing to use it as a learning experience. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh, I love what we do in the shadows. I'm gonna have to find you. I was not ready to hear that. That's exciting.
Maybe I'll tell you. It's in the witches episode.
Okay.
I think it's season 2, episode 9, if I'm not mistaken. Witches.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm actually dressed up as a very old woman. I looked like my grandmother. It was quite spooky.
Okay.
But I had full prosthetics on, so I don't look like me right now. I look like an 80 plus something year old woman. It's pretty
Okay.
nice.
I am gonna look for the little old lady that looks like you.
Okay, sounds good.
In fact, I'm gonna make a note of that while we go to these messages. Give me one second here.
Hey everyone! Planet Lizzdom now has a Patreon. Your help will allow Liz to make the show even bigger, cover costs, and help bring on celebrity guests. Go to patreon.com/Planet Lizzdom and pledge now.
Step right up, boils, ghouls, and nondescripts, and start your Halloween month off at Something Strange, Canada's largest sideshow extravaganza, October 10th at the Revival nightclub. For the price of just one ticket, you will see pain-proof freaks, human marbles, animal oddities, and so much more. Featuring acts as seen on America's Got Talent, Penn and Teller's Fool Us, Discovery Channel, NBC, all over the media, hosted by Planet Lizzdom and myself, Mysterion. October 10th at Revival. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite before they disappear.
70% sold out, people. Flexy T is gonna be at Something Strange. Oh my gosh. I am like a kid in a candy store. I am beside myself with excitement. I have missed performing so much and being on stage. Like, I am the reason the cane exists.
I'm so excited too. It's been so long since I've actually been on a true stage. I've done so many virtual events just over the pandemic. So it's just so amazing just to be in front of a real crowd again.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing, amazing, amazing. I know Mysterium wanted to share with me or share with you that he is a prop skull from the show, and he may now have to add you to his collection. So
That would be so cool.
I don't know if he necessarily means your skull as well, or
I'm hoping, he can wait a few years until I'm done with it. Maybe.
yeah, like maybe 100 years would be nice.
Maybe, hopefully.
No, but it's true. We have a skull from something from that show thing that we do. Yes.
I'm so excited to see it.
It's actually, I have to give the art department a big, big round of applause because it looks realistic. It looks like it's been dug up from the dirt in someone's mausoleum. Like it's fantastic.
Wow.
Now, something that I wanted to look at here was this really cool photo I found of you dancing around tentacles. What is this from? It's so cool.
Thank
Like,
you.
what is that? That's really, I love squids and octopuses and cephalopods, so I'm really fascinated by that.
So this was a show that I just did outside. If anybody is aware of the Bentway event space, which is outdoors, is underneath the Gardner in Toronto.
Oh, yes.
So that's where that performance took place. And this was with Hercenia Arts Collective. And the show was called The Chaos Project.
Okay.
And with this, I was combining dance skills with circus skills with aerial apparatus. And we had some specialty apparatus that was created specifically for the show. And as you can see, it was not traditional. It was actually made of bicycle tires.
What?
Yeah, so it was made of bicycle tires. So I had the pleasure of being able to climb up these bicycle tires, and I had a harness on. I had to clamp myself in and hook myself in up at the top of the rig, and I got to do aerial work up from high above. And there were also some really big car tires on the ground, which we had the pleasure of rolling around in on the floor, and that was really neat as well.
That is really cool. I mean, to me, it looks like tentacles.
I mean, I think it does too. I love that. It's just open to interpretation from so many different people. Absolutely, it could represent that.
It's true. Lesson learned, anything can be a tentacle if you want it to be. Before I forget, Mysterian wanted me to also add that, the entire human is being put in a flex aquarium and kept in the sideshow room. Okay. Well, there's a lot of albino taxidermy to keep you company. Quite a few skulls, actually. I think we're up to 28 of them, maybe 29. So you'll be in good company.
Okay. Well, at least I know I won't be lonely.
No, you will definitely not be lonely. We have enough ghosts in the house to keep you up all night. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm set then. I'll have so many ghost friends.
Oh, yeah. They're going to ghost you. Sorry, terrible jokes.
I hope not. That'd be so sad.
Right? Oh my gosh. Ghosts are the worst at keeping in contact with each other. Sorry. Dad jokes. I can't help myself. Guys, if you have any questions, save us from my poor, horrible jokes. Bring them to the comment section for Flexy because, she is here and she's amazing. And anything you've ever wanted to know about an acrobatic performer, contortionist, this is the time to ask. So hit up the comment section. There's always a bit of a delay, so we can wait a couple of seconds. I always talk about, BC, DC, AC, before COVID, during COVID, after COVID. Mm-hmm. With things starting to open up again, what sort of things are on your radar? What do you want to be doing in the future? Any plans?
Well, I'm definitely looking to get into actually more TV and film work. So similar, I was just sort of getting a little bit of a taste of it right before the pandemic, and then things got shut down, and then I was forced to train in my bedroom. And yeah, I'm looking to get into more live performances, hopefully some more touring shows once the world opens up more again. And I would also love to get into more demon stunts in TV and film, getting into more character work.
Again, yeah, the character work, I think you would really excel at for sure. Julianne was asking a really great question because she's coming in, a little bit late to the show. So she didn't hear that we talked about the origins of your career. But is there anybody in the future that you're looking to train with that you might want to learn a couple of things from?
Well, just to answer her question, I'm not self-taught. I did have a background in dance to start off with. And then, I was inspired by horror movies, and then I started exploring different things. And then I did have some coaches throughout the years that helped guide me on this journey. And now I actually work with my contortion coach, Amy Go. Naturally, I'm what's called a front bender, and I'm a twister. And naturally, I have a tougher time with back bending because that's what takes so much strength and control. And that's what my body naturally struggles with because I'm so elastic that I don't have much muscle to control my muscles in my joints. So I need help from a coach to really help me learn how to control my hypermobility and learn how to do everything safely.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that you are, that you have someone to train with, because I always say this, get trained by a professional.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, it's, and maybe it's this whole Pinterest generation that we're dealing with, but just because it looks doable online and someone shows you the steps to do it online, it doesn't mean it's that easy.
No,
At all,
absolutely not. And things will differ from person to person. Certain techniques will look different from one body to another body. Like it's not a cookie cut situation. Like everybody operates differently.
Absolutely. I remember it took me forever to get the concept of isolations. Just, oh my God, I couldn't wrap my head around it. And I worked with, this one dancer for a good half an hour, and she somehow just through, testing out different things, I broke through, and all of a sudden, got it. Now I understand, this and this and this and this, it's different pathways. And all of a sudden I started to learn how to understand my body and how it works. And it is so incredibly different for everybody.
Absolutely.
And you're saying backbending is kind of where you really want to master.
Yes.
Is there any one particular move that you haven't really had an opportunity to get to a point where you want to?
You know what? Right now, the main skills that I'm working on are called Snapdragon and triple folds,
Ooh.
and also contortion push-ups. These are all things that I lack the strength to do with control. I have the flexibility, but I don't have the strength yet. So I'm working very hard with my coach to help work on that strength and that control to be able to achieve these moves consistently.
I love that name, Snapdragon. I mean, it makes me think like you're popping and doing like crazy things with it. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, that's essentially what it is. Snapdragon is, remember that move I was doing? I was in a chest stand in one of the other videos you were showing.
Yeah.
So Snapdragon is with your arms forward, and you snap your feet and hook them into your armpits.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. I think on my Instagram story, if you press on the highlights, you should, if you're interested in seeing it, you should be able to find it because I was working on it the other day.
That's amazing. And before I forget, guys, if you should go check out Flexy's Instagram. It's Flexy_T. And that's where that's actually where I got a lot of your videos and a lot of your footage from, because that is the perfect artist's portfolio. I have to say, Instagram is lovely for that.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
And is that the best way for folks to reach out to you, or should they go to your website, flexy-t.ca?
I answer to both, but I do find that I am quicker on my Instagram.
Okay, that's fair. And I find you have to go with the social media platform that works best for you, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. And Jules is saying, yeah, good on you. She and my sister went to Mexico once, and she tried their circus school, but whoa, it is not an easy feat.
No, it's not an easy profession. But I think that's what makes it so much fun. It's challenging.
Absolutely. And I think, that sort of challenge is what makes it so unique and so special, because, it is a lifetime of work.
Yes.
And with 20 plus years, you too can learn how to do this. It takes a long, long time.
It really does.
What would you say is the average performance lifespan for the average contortionist? Do you have an idea of that?
You know what? I've seen some people max out by the age of 20, and I've seen some other people perform well into their 50s, their 60s, their 70s. It honestly depends on how well the performer takes care of their body. So if they do their physio homework, if they do their rehab, if they do all of their flexibility training, all of their strength and conditioning training, if they keep on top of this regime, usually they're able to perform well into their older age.
Okay.
And it's the performers who don't take care of their bodies, who, as we were talking about earlier, talking about, the importance of warming up to prevent from injuries. I find it's the performers who don't take that time for prehab and for warm up who do end up getting injured and who are not able to continue with their performance careers at an older age.
And that's very, very true. And I think, for myself, I've also had to change what I take into my body. I had stopped smoking. I don't drink as often. I don't say I don't drink anymore, but I don't drink as often. I don't eat meat. That sort of thing. Do you find what you put into your body really kind of determines the level of output?
Absolutely. I take a lot of supplements, mainly because of my health condition.
Yeah.
But I also have to be very careful about the foods that I eat, even the things that I drink, even the products that I use in my skin, my hair, because if you think about it, everything gets digested through your system. Everything goes through your skin. Everything goes through your pores. It goes through the bloodstream. So it's very important, to be using, I really like to use more natural, more sensitive products, which I find I tolerate a lot more.
Okay.
And in terms of, drinking, smoking, I've never tried or really done any of those things. I think primarily just because of my health condition, it's like I've never really had a tolerance for anything like that. And I quite frankly don't like the sensation. I think because of my health condition, I metabolize things at a different rate than the average person.
Okay.
So it's actually quite strange. When I've had alcohol before, even if it's a few sips, it's like I'm almost immediately intoxicated because of how quickly I'm able to metabolize things. So it's not a great sensation at all.
Absolutely. If you're not used to it, it feels horrible. Daddy Red says hi, by the way. Hi, Daddy Red. He was on the show last night. You guys are I don't know if you guys have met before.
We haven't met in person, no, but I have seen him on social media.
Well, you guys are definitely going to meet on the 10th. That's for sure.
Woo, so excited.
Now, what would you say is your I know I have my magical things that I eat or drink that kind of kick me into gear. Like I cannot start the day without a coffee. It's just not going to happen. It's non-negotiable. Are there any go-to things that that you gravitate towards that set you up for success?
I definitely always rely on protein. So I always have things like nuts nearby. I always have things like quick carbs, fruits and veggies. I always have things around me to munch on. I'm kind of snacking all the time. I also find bananas are really, really helpful and they help with muscle cramps. So whenever I have a show day or if I'm training, you see me eating a banana every single day. It's so helpful. Potassium.
It is miracle stuff. I had half a banana when I got home tonight. I was like, I need something. Now, for something strange, is there any kind of hint that you can give us of what we can expect to see when you are performing that night?
Well, does anything come to mind when I say the name Annabelle?
Yes. I mean, oh my gosh. I know a few people that are going to lose their mind knowing that. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Oh my God.
So I don't want to give away too much.
Okay.
But if any of you follow the Conjuring movie series at all, some of you may be familiar with the Annabelle doll. It's a very famous doll. Maybe you'd be interested in looking into some of the history behind it, but that is what my act is based off of.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I might fangirl a little bit when you're doing that. Oh, that's going to be so amazing. Oh my gosh, I love haunted dolls. We have quite a few haunted dolls in the house. There have been a few times where we've had to give Leanne some chocolate before a show just so that she'll behave and not mess with our technology.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there was a period of time where all of my tech would go bonkers during a show. And it was the most maddening thing. So I'm like, I did the things. I was on top of it. Why is this happening?
Oh my God.
Liam!
You know what? As you said that, my whole screen froze.
No.
I'm not joking. That just
Oh,
happened. So
Leanne.
I think Leanne is like messing with us right now. I think that's what's
Yeah. Oh,
happening.
guaranteed she is laughing right now because she doesn't scare me. She just loves to torment me.
uh,
Yeah. Well, there's also Penny. Penny lives in our house and she's trying to get possessed. She's trying to be a demon doll, and none of the toys are having it.
oh dear.
You'll have to go to Dr. Mysterion's TikTok for that saga, but
Okay.
that could be Penny trying. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out.
Guys, I'm loving all your comments. Do you have any other questions for Flexy? Because now is the time, because during Something Strange she's going to be busy performing and there won't be time to chat until after the show. I always ask this of everybody outside of contortion. What is there an element of sideshow that you've always wanted to try outside of that?
You know what? I think I'm too scared of all of the other aspects, sword swallowing and fire breathing and human pincushion. I don't think I could do any of that.
Oh my gosh. Well, what about mind reading?
Mind reading. Well, I am currently taking like some spiritual development programs, and I do have my Reiki level 1.
Really?
So I am a little bit on the spiritual side. I don't know about the mind reading like Mysterion and 70K, but
that's really cool.
Maybe.
All right. Oh, well, Daddy Red's asking Flexy, will you sign an autograph for my collection?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do that.
That's very sweet.
Yes.
Red is such a sweetheart. I mean, Daddy Red. Sorry, I have to get that name right. Names are very important, so I always try to make sure that I am saying them correctly, because that is the highest level of respect. So, Daddy Red.
That's so nice.
Now, Julianne is asking a really important question. Will the show be live streamed for those who can't make it in real life? Oh. Not for this one at Revival, but we are looking into it for January, just because it will be a larger show. For this one, we really want to keep it old school, in person. That's kind of where we're going. We did do something online on Zoom in January when we were in full lockdown, and it was really cool because everybody sent in tapes of what they did, and it was a great way to bring sideshow to everybody else, especially to those who are mobility impaired or can't make it to the city. Again, for October, not yet, but possibly for January. And yes, vaccine passports will be required. We will need you to show proof that you're double vaccinated. And it will be cabaret style. It will be very, very safe. We are definitely following all of the health and safety protocols, because again, safety is number one for me, always. So, and we're working closely with the staff at Revival. They're amazing, and you all are going to have a great time. Where was the comment I'm trying to find? Daddy Red is saying that he can help you with fun sideshow stuff. Okay. He is professional, so he can train you how to do something. So there we go.
Okay. I'm down to learn some new things. I'm always excited to do that.
Right. I was saying last night, like, part of me kind of wants to learn how to do the balloon through the nose.
Oh.
Just for the challenge of it. I don't know if I necessarily would appreciate doing it, but I would definitely appreciate watching someone doing it afterwards, because, if it's really difficult and challenging to do, I'm always engaged in it.
I have so much respect for the performers that are able to do these amazing things. I don't think I could ever personally try them. I think I'd be too terrified.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are some things where I've watched where I'm like, nope, never going to do that. Nope, not going to happen. But yes, mental floss is kind of exciting to me, because I feel like that's one of the gateway sideshow tricks, or stunts, I should say. Well, actually, I think maybe the nail, the human blockhead, is a good gateway one. It looks great. Oh my gosh, you guys are giving the best comments tonight. I have to tell you, I have the best audience, Flexi. Everybody tunes in every week and they literally turn on and they take part. And so I love you guys so much for that because you guys make this show so fun. Flexi, do you have any questions for our viewers?
Oh, well, thank you so much. You guys have been such a wonderful audience today. Any questions for the viewers? Have any of you seen a contortionist perform before in real life?
Oh, that is a great question, actually. I have, and I'm always in awe of it. I always wish I could be a little more flexible, and in ballet, it was always that was my challenge to be more flexible and get my legs up here and da 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 da. And I managed to be able to extend my leg up while standing. But then I stopped doing that and I lost that ability. But I have a huge fan for that, or huge respect for that. And I have seen performances with Cirque du Soleil. I went to see Alegria many years ago, and it was so cool. Sean Potter says that he went to the Circus of Horrors in England. That's kind of cool.
That's very cool.
That must have looked amazing. Are there any circuses that you have on your bucket list to perform with?
There's honestly so many great companies out there. I would be happy just to get in with any of them. I'm not very picky.
That's cool. Well, and always be open to opportunity. That's
Yes.
kind of my motto right now, because really you just don't know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of process. It's always a wonderful surprise. Papa Jimbo saying, touch my toes, I can barely reach my knees. You're also going to be performing with Papa Jimbo at Something Strange.
Yes.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh, he's an amazing voodoo magician. Oh, you're in for such a treat.
Oh, I'm very excited.
I'm so excited too. Oh, very cool. Jules says one of the coolest body contortionists she's seen was in Cuba. Mad respect for that art.
Very neat.
That's very neat. Well, Flexi, I'm so happy that you were able to be on the show with us this week. October 10th is coming up. I have to make sure I tell everybody again, it is sold 70% right now. So guys, make sure you get your tickets and, get them in advance, because once they sell out, it's done. You can't come in. We turned people away from the door at the last Sentimentalist show at Lee's Palace because everybody waited until the day of. So get your tickets now, go to Eventbrite, and you're going to see the amazing Flexy T there. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. And my computer decided to... Leanne! Oh, my computer froze for a second. Seriously, stop fighting with Penny. Ugh, dolls.
Leanne, what are we going to do with you?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm going to throw them both in Lake Ontario. That's what I'm going to do. Lake Ontario, meet the dolls.
I think they'll find a way to come back to you.
Oh, they are definitely going to find a way to come back to me. Flexi, thank you so much for being on the show with us tonight. I'm so happy to have you. And yes, Daddy Red is saying buy tickets. Do not wait on that at all, guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you very, very soon. Stick around. I'm going to have a chat with you after the show. Okay. But for tonight, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I had an absolutely great time.
Me too. You're amazing. And I can't wait to see you in person.
Oh.
Be well, Flexi. I'll see you soon.
Take care.
Bye. And thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Every single show is just getting better and better because your questions are so amazing. And I'm so proud of you guys. I know that, life is crazy and you're busy all the time, but you guys really, truly do tune in, you turn on, and you take part. And that means so, so much to me. For those of you who may not know, Planet Lizzdom is now syndicated with Carney Show on Twitch, and it's moved to a new time, actually. It's moved to Fridays at 8 p.m. So definitely tune in, because Jeff Peterson out in New York is making some amazing content. You definitely don't want to miss what he's up to. He keeps raising the bar. So I've got a little bit of competition in terms of online streaming, and I love him for that. So make sure you check it out. If you love what I'm doing, please feel free to be my patron at patreon.com/Planet Lizzdom. With your help, this show is just going to grow, and you're going to help me continue to get my StreamYard license, pay for my internet, improve my webcam, all the things, all the bells and whistles are going to happen because of you guys. So with your help, you're going to help me create great content. In the meantime, I want to thank you all so much for joining me. And you know what? This coming week, next week, we actually have 2 more performances from Something Strange. So tune in next Wednesday and next Thursday. And make sure you turn on because you truly never know who's going to land right here on Planet Lizzdom. Have a great weekend, everybody. Get your tickets. I'll see you next week. Bye.